Hey guys, this is Trusa, and today I'll be doing a basic overview guide of the game Survival Apocalypse made by Garnold. It's been a game around since 2010, and it's been mostly popular ever since. And now, let's start. I'm just going to be joining the server, and every time you join a new server, you're going to get a option to pick whatever map you want. This only happens for new servers that have no one else in them. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick Port Arthur. Excited. This is a popular map. Alright, so when you join any game, say this game, since it's already existing, say I joined that game, it would already be on a different map because someone else picked it already. You only get the choice to pick a map if you're the first one there. So I'm about to spawn in here once it loads. Alright, so I'm spawned in. This is nothing to worry about. You won't have this. This is something for moderators and admins. Alright, so first thing, get started. Basic movement. It's all basic Roblox movement with exceptions of shift to sprint, can run a bit faster, and X to crouch. Makes you move a little slower and get a little more smaller target. Alright, so there's three primary stats you have in this game. You have health, which is the normal Roblox health right there, hunger, and thirst. Hunger and thirst will decay naturally, and health can be taken away if you get shots or you get attacked by a zombie. But as a regular Roblox health, it naturally regens over time. Alright, so let's talk about zombies in this game. Zombies are a big thing. Oh, you can see I lost some health. There's different types of zombies. This one's a skulker. There's regular zombies. There's also ones called tanks, which are a little bit heavier, bigger, and they do a lot more damage. There's one over there, looks like. There's also a runner, which they have a little bit faster walk speed than normal zombies. Alright, so you can see my hunger and thirst decaying naturally. Now that's going to be a big part is trying to survive all the time, so you're going to need some food. Here's a tank. There's a lot of different landmarks that have food, so I'm going to discuss the basic landmarks with you. Now the basic landmarks, for example, this one right here, this is the main warehouse. It's one of the spawning points you can have. So this warehouse has gasoline, bricks, crates, wood, metal to the side here. I'll show you that. Metal, and up here, whenever you spawn in a new server or a fresh server, you'll be able to get some food up here. They spawn these shells naturally. Now these are called survival packs. They bring up your hunger and thirst, so they're very, very useful to get. So I'm going to take 4 of them to start. And to eat food, simply you can click on them and consume. So like watch my hunger and thirst bar down here. I'm going to eat this canned food and brings it up. I'm going to drink some water, brings it up again. So yeah. And also they do perish. You only get a few clicks. Yeah. So this is the main warehouse building. Mostly you'll spawn in here because there's some beds that you spawn on. These are the spawn points. But as you saw earlier, where I spawned was the hotel, which is over here. It's like a hotel, mini hotel building. That's the second spawn point. And yeah, so these are the two main spawn points. They always look like this on basically every single map, with a few exceptions, but these are the landmarks you should look out for. Oh, sorry. Alright, so looking at this map, this has a few of the other well-known structures. Like here, example is a boat. This is over here is a boat. It's a good spot to make your base if you put a gate right there, and you can add stuff in the back and get wood and unlimited food right there. So that's a good spot for a base. And now other structures that are also found on the map would be the supermarket. Comes with infinite food as well, and it's a good place to put a base, I guess. And also, I'll be going over this way. We'll be tackling the gas station. Now on our way to the gas station, I'll be talking about these 4 tools right here: forge, inventory, craft, and drag. Now these 4 tools are essential to the game's purpose, as in Forge. I'll start with that. You can press F or click them. You can click any of them to open them up, but hotkeys make it a little bit simpler. So if I press F, I can take items, meaning I'm storing them away. Pretend like I have a backpack, right? I have a backpack and I'm just storing them into my backpack for later usage. So say I want to get some metal, right? So I can just go up to it, and you can see if I hover over it with my mouse, you can see it's a scrap metal. So I'm going to click that. Say I want 4 pieces. There we go. So look at that. 4 pieces of scrap metal. But you say, how can I see where I have them? So that's simple. You just click inventory or press E to open it. So Forge is F and inventory is E. So I open my inventory and you can see the survival packs from earlier and the scrap metal. So I just click on them and I can take them out, and there they go. And also with inventory you can like constrain them. So I look at all, these are all my items, but I look at food and it always shows the survival packs. Alright, so I'm going to take the scrap metal out again. It's that simple. You can also craft and drag. Now let's just go over drag real quick, because that's simple enough. It's just the normal move tool. You can move items near you. They don't have a lot of range though. See, like I can't move that anymore because I went too far. Anyways, another useful tool is knowing craft. Craft is how you're going to make structures in this game. So to craft, it's quite simple once you get the basics of it, and everything follows the same guidelines. So you have to know the difference between an item and a tool. So an item will be anything from like, hey, I'm just going to make 2 scrap metal into a bigger piece of metal. And you're just making a new item that can be in your inventory. So the other one is called a tool. So a tool is going to be weapons, tools itself, like say I want to make a hammer or a machete or whatnot, and even a gun. So that's what you use to create those tools, is that. You also use create tool for, say you want to make a structure. So structures are buildings and stuff that you can make bases out of and whatnot. Alright, so let's say I want to make a item. So I'm going to make a bigger metal called tied metal. So I clicked both of them. So let me clear the list real quick. I click both of them and they're both right there. And I click create item and it shows me what option I have. I create a tied metal bar, I can open my inventory, and boom, it's a bigger piece of metal. Now that's an item. Now say I want to make a tool. Say I want to make a crowbar. So this is 1 piece of scrap metal. I can create tool, and look, I made a metal bar. Yeah. So that's how you create a tool and whatnot. And yeah, so say I'm making crafting something. I showed you a little bit of this a second ago, but say I have 2 pieces of scrap metal right here and I'm just crafting and like, oh wait, I messed up. I can click clear list and there you go. Get rid of that. Alright. So, next thing we're going to be talking about is getting your first weapon. So your first weapon in your game, in this game, is essential to the game itself because you want to fend off random killers, which are people that just go around and kill everybody for fun. Zombies, definitely, and raiders. So arming yourself is very important to this game, and it's quite easy because we'll go to the next famous landmark that I'm going to tell you about, which is found in every single map. Usually there's 1 or 2. And you can also find guns in a lot of different places. So this is a gun shop. So it's brown, it has the weird little, there we go, that's what it looks like. Alright, so this is a gun shop and you can find ammo here and a rifle and a pistol. So for convenience sake, I'm going to just take a pistol. You can forge it as usual, open your inventory, take out the pistol from your inventory, go to craft, click on this, and create tool. Say I want to get a rifle, do the same thing, forge the rifle from the material thing it has, click the rifle from inventory, craft, and click it so you can see it in the white right there, and create tool, It'll pop up, create rifle. So now I have a rifle and a pistol. And now here comes the confusing part that most people don't understand. One sec, I'm just going to eat while I'm here. Free food, why not? Alright. This part is getting ammo. So you're like, hey, how do I get ammo? There's ammo packs right here. You forge them. But you're like, okay, how do I get my pistol to have ammo in it? And to simply do that, you take all the ammo from your inventory that you forged. You take out your gun. So I have my gun out. And you walk over the ammo packs. And then reload. You can see to the right, it shows how much ammo I have, 15 out of 150. So that means I have 15 rounds right now that I can use, so I have to reload again, and I have stored ammo, 150 rounds. Alright, so again, forge ammo packs, and then take them out of your inventory, and take out your gun, and step over them. And boom, reload. You can see I have ammo now. Okay, guns are pretty easy to use. If you played any Roblox game or FPS in general, then you should know the basics of it. If you right click, you aim down sights, and you can get a little better shot off. And yeah, the rifle is a bit more accurate, I guess, and does more damage. And the pistol, you get more rounds, but you do less damage. Alright. There's also different types of guns in this game called, there's like shotguns, snipers, and whatnot. We can discuss that a little bit later, but for now, I'll be going over basic recipes. Alright, so, as I was saying, this is the basic warehouse that you most likely will spawn at. There's like a 60-70% chance you'll spawn this area. Now, the one thing you're going to need to get better materials to make better structures, stronger structures and whatnot, is you're going to need a forge or a fire, any source of fire that you can have. But a forge is never ending unless you light it out with a water bucket, which is not the best idea. So you can see I just forged 2 pile bricks. They're in my inventory now. And I also forged gasoline. We're going to need that to make a lighter to light the forge. Now a forge is basically like a oven, I guess you could say. So I'm going to need 2 pile bricks, 1 scrap metal. This is what they look like. The pile bricks is like the pinkish color, and this is the pinkish reddish color. This is scrap metal, which is the green metal. So I have 2 pile bricks and the scrap metal right there, and we need 2 stock wood. And now with this, we can make something called a forge. I'm also going to need, to make a lighter, I may have gasoline, but I'm going to need discarded plastic as well. So discarded plastic is found differently on different maps, but on this map, it's right next to the gas station, so here's discarded plastic. Alright, so for both of these, I'm going to be creating something, a tool, because it's going to be a structure. A forge is going to be a structure, so I have 2 pile bricks, scrap metal, and stock wood, in that order. Pile, scrap, stock. So since I'm making a structure, I'm going to have to create tool. If I create item, it wouldn't work, but if I create tool, boom, I made a structure now. So now I can, it's in my hotbar, so I can press 4, and it's green, meaning I haven't placed it yet, so it doesn't actually exist. But if I place it here, you can see now it's actually existing. I can interact with it. So let's light it on fire, for example, first. So discard plastic, gasoline, create tool, faulty lighter, and now I can light it. Takes a few clicks. Okay, there we go, second try. Nice. So now we have a forge. We can do a lot of interesting things with this. We can say we want to make this scrap metal become burning metal, and it'll go red in a second. Oops, another one fell over there. It takes a little bit of time, but you can see now it's burning metal. you remember the metal bar we made? This is like a rusted metal bar. We can make something better if you create tool, crowbar. So now we have something a little bit better. You can see the difference, right? So forges are really useful to make better versions of things that you couldn't make without them. So I'm going to be going over your basic other recipes that you can make, such as a warehouse. A warehouse is definitely useful for storing tools. Do I have enough? Yep. So I'm going to put 4 metal into the forge. They're going to become burning. There they are. Already burned. Nice. So I'm going to make a warehouse here, but I'm also going to show you the difference between something that's been burned and something that's been not. So doing this, I've made bonded metal bars. Now these are tied metal bars where I simply just took 2 scrap and made them tied metal bar. But if I had 2 scrap metal that I burned, they become bonded, so they're a bit stronger. You really can't tell the difference, what they look like, but if you hover over them, you can see the difference. So these are bonded, these are tied. Now, to get a warehouse, warehouses are especially useful because you can store your tools in them. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 of them. And I'm just going to run back to the area. So another very useful item that you can use for crafting is called a barricade, which you take 2 stock wood like this, craft, create item, and get a wooden barricade. So I'm just going to create all these into wooden barricades. So now I created a bunch of wooden barricades. I'm going to take out 2 of them. So I'm going to make, at first, so these are the tied metal bars that were not burned, so they're not strong. And I create 2 tied metal bars and 2 wooden barricades, create tool. I create a standard warehouse. So this is what your standard warehouse looks like. I mean, it's a warehouse. You can also, with any warehouse, you can store tools in them, which is very useful. So you click on them, and say I want to store my metal bar and crowbar and faulty lighter in there. Now they're in my warehouse, no one else can access them. Say I want to take them out, boom. They're back right into my hand. Now, say you're playing with a friend, and your friend is like, hey, I want to store some of my items into your warehouse, and you go like, oh, look at this, pin number 4328. So you tell your friend what your pin number is, and they'll be like, oh, cool. So they just come up, click this door, and there will be like a thing right here saying, what is the pin number? And you type 4328, and your friend can access it, which is very nice. Alright, so now let's make a stable warehouse, which is basically the better version of this. It can hold more and it's stronger. So since it's bonded metal, it's going to be a better, since we use the forge, it's going to be a better structure. So basically the same recipe, 2 bonded metal bars and 2 wooden barricades, create tool, stable warehouse. Now this is, you can see it's a lot bigger. I'm trying to find that. Here's the front. And yeah, you can store more tools in here and whatnot. I'm going to put my rifle in there. Alright. So, that's the basic premise of that. And now let's... Oh yeah, here's a small tip that most people, I don't think, really know. It's called a sand water filter. And it's it's a tied metal bar, scrap metal, and a pile of sand. Also, the bigger the object, the farther away it comes out from you. You can see the tied metal bar, I was right here. When I took out my inventory, it was over there. But the scrap metal piece and the sand piece. So beware of that. Say you're playing up, say your base is up there, you don't want the pieces falling out because they're too big. Alright, so this is a sand water filter. You can drink out of it. Yeah, and it replenishes your thirst. Alright, say I misplaced my warehouse right here. Say I don't like the placing of this warehouse. Alright, it's just like, it's off center and everything, it's terrible. I'm just going like, I hate it, right? So I can either click this or this. They're both right in the top. It's called structures. So I click structures. You can see these are the 4 things I place. I place on the forge, the warehouse, right here, stable warehouse, and the sand water filter. Say I don't like the place of the warehouse. Placement. So I click the warehouse. It says warehouse selected. I could delete it. I could retool it. I could give it to a different player. I have to like type in their username though. But let's just go over retooling it. So I retooled it. I click structures, exit out, and here we go. It's back in my hotbar. And I can replace it wherever I want to. So I go like, ah, there we go. It's a lot much better placement. There we go. Say, I don't like this sand water filter at all. It's just terrible. And I can go like, oh, sand water filter, I don't like you. I can delete you. Boom. It's gone forever. Unless I make a new one, of course. But also transferring, say you're about to leave and you want to give this warehouse to a different player, say your friend. So say my friend is Bob. I just click on Save Warehouse and I can click Transfer to and transfer to Bob. But since there's no actual Bob here, they would have to physically be in the game as well. So you look, opening this is the leaderboard. I'll get into these stats now. To the right, top, GUI, and then you click this, you get leaderboard, which shows all the players in your game, and you can click view players or view colonies. And colonies are groups. So you want to play with a group, right? Well, if you don't, you can play solo as well, but groups always make it a little bit more interesting and help you survive better. So right now it says, when I click this little flag, it says you're solo, join a colony, or create your own. So you can become a colony leader if you make your own colony by clicking new colony, and you can invite other players to join your colony, or say you make friends with a person and they're already in the colony, and if that guy's a colony leader, he can invite you. So I'm going to make a new colony. I'm going to name it Derp, and you can make it invite only or request to join. So I'm going to make it invite only, submit, and now I'm the leader of Derp. So you could get, there's different things right here like view members and whatnot. You can also make a message. So you say get to the shop. So everyone in your county will see this message if they open up their little county tab, right? You can also leave county and whatnot. Alright, so now you can see when I go to the leaderboard again, it shows my name and it shows what county I'm part of. So that's that. Counties are very useful. There's special tools that cater to them. So say a county gate. So a county gate is something that only county members can access. So it'd be like a door that only works for people in your group, which is very useful. Alright. So that's basic recipes. So I'm just going to go over something, a place where you can get all the almost all the recipes. Now this used to be against the rules way back like years ago, but it's 2016, who cares? Like, if you want to learn the game, there's easy places to access recipes online, so we can't really stop you, there's no point. So, here's the recipes. This is the website called survivalapocalypse.wordpress.com, recipe list. So this is a lot. It gives you a lot of the recipes of almost all the things you can make in the game. Yeah, which is fun. Alright, so moving on, I'm going to go over something called Gamepasses. There's tip jar, you don't have to worry about it. More inventory space, which is nice, gives you 5 more slots. A faster forge rate, 2 times capacity in your storage, offshore storage, which is like a little helicopter that brings you stuff. and offshore cooldown reduction. So those two, you're wondering, oh, what does that mean? Well, that means you can store things. So say I want to, first I'm going to grab my crowbar. Alright, so these things for the Game Pass makes the game a little bit more interesting. It's not exactly pay to win, but it's like helpful things. So I'm going to need 2 pure plastic, 1 circuit board, and 1 wire? Yeah, 1 wire. With that, alright, so you're wondering, like, where can I find wires and circuit boards and whatnot? Well, you can find them in crates. I do not know which crates, but let's see. We'll just open them. You just click on the top of a thing and you can see it resting when you hit it, and eventually it'll say crate opened. If I do that, there we go. So there's only food and water in this one, whatever. So let's open this one, see what's in here. Oh, here we go. And there's a shotgun in here. Like I said, there's different guns. So this is a shotgun. Crate tool. Boom. No ammo for it, but you can find a lot of different things in crates. Mostly water, guns like rifles and whatnot. And also hammers. There's hammers. Hammers you can use to flatten metal a little bit. More food and water. Alright, I'm probably just going to skip ahead till I find some wires and circuit boards. And batteries. Oh, I don't need a battery for this, but they're useful to take. Here we go, actually. Alright, so I'm going to need... What do I need? 1 circuit board and 1 wire. I'll just take all of it, why not? Better have more than less. It's your preference if you want to do third person or first person. I prefer forward, but first person is definitely more accurate, as you can tell. Alright, so let's go over something that's more of an advanced mechanic of the game, but it's definitely helpful for beginners nonetheless. Now, you can buy supply drops in this game. They're pay to win mostly. Don't tell Garnold I said that, but yeah. So to make a radio, that's where you need to call in. Oops, wrong. You're going to need 2 pure plastic. Where's pure plastic? There. Alright. Make 2 pure plastic is basically you're just heating 2 discarded plastic. Alright. So we're just going to wait for that. And it says, hover over it, 2 pure plastic, 1 circuit board, 1 wire. Create tool, I can make a clock or radio. We want to make a radio in this case. There we go, I made a radio. So I can change channels to talk. Say I could be like someone I could talk to them in game. Oh, okay, what? Hi. There we go. I can call an airdrop or offshore storage. That's what the Game Pass is. Airdrops you have to pay for, but you can get really cool item drops from them. Yeah, you can see like high quality drop, medium quality. They're different things that give you. Offshore storage. I have all these 3. So you can create or change your pin to access your storage. This is a pin number that you'll need. Say my pin that I want is 7676. That's what the pin I want. So I'm going to call my storage around here. So it says pin successfully set, helicopter en route. And it's going to take like a minute or 2 to come in. But yeah, I'm just going to skip ahead. Oh wait, it's already coming. That was quick. So the offshore storage is coming in. And with storages, they're pretty cool. Is that you can store things that you can use in other servers. Because when you leave your server, everything you had or made is going to vanish. But with offshore storage, you can say take a few things. So I have like guns, sniper, AK, stuff like this. Corn seed pack, what the heck? M4, bad pistols. Yeah. I have a lot of cool things in my storage, right? So I could say I want to store a survival pack. Well, I can't because it's phone, but I have 20 spaces in the storage, and yeah. So that's something neat you can do. You can have storage, gives you a little bit of advantage to other players, and yeah. So that's the basics of the basic overview of this game. There's a lot more things to cover, but that you can learn by playing. I mean, crafting all these things, you can make really big bases right here and whatnot. Well, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed and learned. Definitely, I hope you learned how to play. And yeah, see ya.